Okay, so Facebook blocked and interrupted my other video. So we're going to try it again. I might get blocked again, but hey, let's go with it. So again, my question is, what are we teaching our children? As most of you know, or if you've checked out the post I made about an hour ago, today is my daddy's 61st birthday. So happy birthday, Papa. But what I want to ask you is, what are we teaching our children? Because your children are learning a lesson from you, whether you are absent or whether you are present. They are definitely learning from you. And what I can tell you is, by looking at my own experience and my own example, is that my father is not my daddy. Okay, I have two. One of them was sorry. The other one is an amazing man. That would be William Coach Cleats Miller. And what I've learned from him, and by watching him, not by what he said, because my father did a lot of talking, but my daddy delivered on what it was he had to say. Good morning, Melvin. And I learned about a man from my daddy. I looked at the way he treated and loved on my mother. I looked at the way he loved his children. I looked at his work ethic. My daddy used to get up at 4 in the morning, drive 90 miles one way, work a full day, drive 90 miles home, and still have time for his children. I look at how he loved on God. And when times got hard for me, that the first thing he would do was go into prayer for me and prayer with me. So fathers, you are not only a father, but you are a teacher, you are a friend, you are a cheerleader, a provider, a protector. You are the person who, you know what, perfect illustration. The first person to break my heart was my father. The first person to restore my heart was my daddy, because I actually got to see what love really looks like, and not just from him loving me, but watching him love my mother in a way that I wasn't familiar with. And not only did he love my mother, but he loved children that didn't even belong to him, that were not of his loin. But guess what? You can't tell him that. You will never see him say anything about it. So back to what I was saying, whether you are absent or you are present, you are teaching a lesson. Your absence means something. Your presence means something. It's not always about how much money you send every month. Child support is nice. It helps out. But guess what? Spend time with your kids. Teach them about the love of Christ. Let's look at Deuteronomy chapter 6, starting at verse 5. It says, love God, your God, with your whole heart. Love him with all that's in you, and love him with all you've got. Write these commandments as I have given them to you on your hearts, and get them inside of you, and get them inside of your children. Talk about them wherever you are, sitting at home, walking in the street. Talk about them from the time you get up in the morning to the time you fall in bed at night. Guess what? This is the time we need to teach our children, because the world is going to come at them, and you need to give them something to stand on. And sometimes the only thing they got, because you may not always be available, but they need to be able to know they can call on Christ, who is there and will never ever leave, who is always there to listen. Even when they call mama, call sister, call the best friend, call the BFF, call boo, and nobody's there, well, maybe that's the time they need to talk to God. And how will they know unless you've taught them that? Well, anyway, I got to get ready for work. I got to get out of here. But as I told you, it's Papa's birthday, and it's time to party with my daddy. So let's party for a minute. Let's give him 30 good seconds. It's your birthday. Go, Papa. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's his birthday.